Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'll be your host today and my name is John. In the previous episode we looked at numbers from 1 to 100 in Kalenjin language and Swahili language. And today our focus will be on similarities in pronunciation of numbers between 1 and 100, both in Somali language and Kalenjin language. I came to realize that there is a striking resemblance between numbers in Kalenjin language and numbers in Somali language. Perhaps we share the same origin with the Somali people, and that explains why there is striking resemblance in the way we count numbers. Okay, let's begin. And first of all, I will say that in Kalenjin, the word numbers is kaitoshek. And in Somali language, and I will have to give a disclaimer first that I welcome any correction when it comes to my pronunciation and the way I depict the numbers in Somali language. So I am not proficient in Somali language, so I would welcome any correction when it comes to the pronunciation. So numbers in Somali language is tirada. So my pronunciation will obviously be very different, and I'm very sure people of Somali origin or who are native to Somaliland or Somalia will correct me big time on this one. But let's move on, because there is a beautiful resemblance in these two languages. Number one, in Kalenjin, as I said in the previous episode, is agenge. So I'm sorry for people who had seen the previous episode, so they might consider this as more or less repetition, but for the sake of comparison with the Somali language, we'll have to look at it the second time. Okay, number one in Somali language is ko. Number two, don't forget I had already mentioned number one in Kalenjin which is agenge. So number 2 in Somali language is labo. And then number 2 in Kalenjin is aing. Number 3 in Somali is sade. So in Somali somehow there's the letter X, but from what I've seen the pronunciation is the X is silent, kind of silent when it's being when number 3 is pronounced. Then in Kalenjin, number 3 is somok. Number 4 in Kalenjin is angwan. Number 4 in Somali language is afar. Number 5 in Kalenjin is moot. So I will not delve much on Kalenjin part because we covered that in the previous episode. So my main focus today is Somali. So number 5 in Somali is shan. Then number 6 in Somali is li. And there's an X there also. So it's funny how Somali language the X kind of is silent when it's being pronounced. In Kalenjin, number 6 is lo. So at that point you will see the striking resemblance between the 6 in Somali language and the 6 in Kalenjin. Number 6 in Kalenjin is lo. Number 6 in Somali is li. So it's almost, those are almost the same pronunciations. Then we come to number 7 in Somali is todobo. In Kalenjin is tisap. Number 8 in Somali language is sided, which has a striking resemblance to Kalenjin, number 8 in Kalenjin, which is sisit. So Kalenjin is sisit, Somali is sided, sided. So there is that resemblance there. Then number 9 in Kalenjin is sogol in Kalenjin. When it comes to Somali language, it is sagal. So Kalenjin is sogol, Somali sagal, sagal. So those are almost the same. Then when we come to number 10 in Kalenjin is taman. Kalenjin language is taman. When you go to Somali language, it's toban. So taman, Toban, Taman, Toban. Those are almost the same. They are almost the same. Then so that is number 1 to 10. That's number 1 to 10. And you can see that the striking resemblance started from number 6, but number 1 to number 5 were a little bit different in terms of the spelling and even how it's pronounced. They were a little bit different, but when it comes to number 6 to 10, they are almost the same. La, li, tisab, todobo, sisid, sidet, sogol, sagal, taman, toban. So almost the same. And then when we come to any numbers between now 10 and 20, for the Kalenjin numbers, any number between 10 to 20, which is in that case I'm talking of number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So those numbers you add, you add taman and one of the numbers between 1 and 9. For example, if you want to say 11, you will say taman ak agenge. So the word ak means and. So you will say taman ak agenge if it's 11. When you want to say 12, you just take the 10 and 2. So you will say taman ak agenge. So ak means and. So if you want to say 13 in Kalenjin, you will say you take the 10 and the 3. So it will be taman ak somok. If you want to say 14, you will say you will take 10 and 4. 10 and 4. So you will say taman ak angwan. So ak means and. When you come to Somali language, any number between 10 and 20, you will have to add the word. To add a 10, you take 10 and any number between 1 to 9, and in between you put the word iyo, which means and, just like the way Kalenjin uses ak in between. For example, if you want to say 11, you will take 10 and 1 and put the word iyo in between. So that will be like, if you want to say 11, you will say toban iyo ko 11. When you want to say 12, it will be, you will take the 10 iyo and then the 2. That's 12. That's toban iyo labo. So if you want to take if you want to say 13, you will take 10 and then iyo, you put iyo in between and then followed by the number 3 sade. So that will be toban iyo sade 13, and like that up to 19. For example, 19 would be toban iyo sagal. If we want to say 18, you will take toban, which is 10, iyo and sidet, which is 8. So it will be doban iyo sidet 18. So those are striking resemblances in the way the language is structured. So when you go to numbers also from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 100, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, it is still the same way. The formula is the same, and the way it's structured is the same. So you'll have to put iyo in between for Somali language and ak in between for the Kalenjin language. It makes more sense for Kalenjin because I am using the perfect pronunciation. It might not be accurate for Somali language because I'm not very much proficient, but I'm just highlighting the resemblance in the two beautiful languages. Okay, let's go to 20 to 100, but we'll just focus on the tens, the multiples of the tens. So we'll talk of the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 100, because as I explained, the words in between you just have to add ak for the Kalenjin language and then iyo for the Somali language. So in Kalenjin, 20 is tiptem. In Somali language, 20 is labatan. 30 in Kalenjin language is sosom, and 30 in Somali language is sodon. So those are, they sound almost the same. Sosom, sodon, sosom, sodon, sosom, sodon, almost the same. When we come to 40 in Kalenjin language, it's artam. When you come to the Somali language, it's afartan, artam, afartan. They are almost the same. Striking resemblance there. When we come to 50 for Kalenjin language, it's konom. When you come to Somali language, it's konton. So konom Kalenjin, konton Somali. Konom, almost the same. Striking resemblance again. Now a little difference will appear between 60 and 90, but there will be another striking resemblance at 100. So 60 for Kalenjin is a Tamanwagik law. For Somali language, it's lidan. So there's an X, but somehow the X in Somali language is kind of silent, so it's lidan. If we were to read the way it is, it would be, the 60 would be legs dan. But somehow from my research, the Somali language is the X kind of is silent, so this would be pronounced as lidan, lidan. So the X somehow is kind of silent. 70 is Tamanwagik tisa in Kalenjin. Then in Somali language, it's todo batan. You'll forgive me if I'm pronouncing the Somali part wrongly, and that's a disclaimer I gave from the beginning. Then when you come to 80 in Kalenjin, is Tamanwagik sisit, 80. Then when you come to Somali language, it's sidetan. That's 80. But then the striking resemblance still is on, if you look at the Tamanwagik law, Tamanwok law. So law is 6. If you look at the Somali language, there's also the li dan. So there's the li, which is 6, which is the same thing with the Kalenjin language. Okay, when we come to 90 in Kalenjin is Tamanwagik Sogol. When you come to the Somali language, it is Sagashan. So they still, you can see the pronunciation still is there. The resemblance is still there. Then the biggest resemblance now is on 100, because in Kalenjin language is Bogol is 100 is Bogol. Then in Somali language is the same pronunciation, Bogol. So now another way of Kalenjin, like if you want to say 100, you'll say Bogol Agenge. When you want to say 100, you say Bogol Agenge. When you are saying 100, it's Bogol. The same thing with Somali language is Bogol, same pronunciation. So if you are any numbers now from 100 going forward, is a repetition of the digits or the numbers we have indicated now up to 100. For example, in Kalenjin, if you want to say 101, you will say Bogol ak agenge. If you want to say 102, you will say Bogol ak aeng. If you want to say 103, it will be Bogol ak somok. 104, Bogol ak angwan. Although in some instances, in some cases, it will still be right to say Bogol akenge ak agenge, to mean 101. Bogol agenge ak aeng to mean 102. The reason why there is the word Bogol akenge is so that if you are referring to multiples of 100, then 200 will be Bogol aeng. 300 will be Bogol somok. So Bogol agenge is for purposes of to mean just 100. When you come to the Somali language, there is an addition of, as I said earlier, addition of the word iyo, which means and, just like the way we are using ak for the Kalenjin language. So you put the word iyo to join the digits so that you can get a different number now. For example, 101, you will say it will be Bogol iyo ko. Bogol iyo ko. That's 101. That's 101. Then Bogol iyo labo. Bogol iyo labo. That's 102. 102. Then Bogol iyo sade. That's 103. And then Bogol iyo afa 104. If you want to go as far as 105, Bogol iyo shan, Bogol iyo li, Bogol iyo todobo, like that. 107 up to, and every time until 1000. So now any numbers in between here, any digits in between here is a repetition of the numbers we have already said. That was it, guys. I just wanted to highlight the striking resemblance between the Somali language and the Kalenjin language, and that proves, that's a good proof that we are one people. Somehow along the way we lived geographically in different geographical locations or places, but we are one people. The disclaimer for the Somali people: if I pronounce the numbers in Somali language in a wrong way, please correct me positively. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.